Every quiet town feels hand-stitched from porch light glow and Tuesday night gossip, until one loose thread unravels the whole quilt. You'll hear 4 first-hand accounts pulled from places just like the stretch of pavement outside your window. None made the evening news. They were whispered over burnt coffee, typed in deleted forum posts, or mumbled by people whose voices still shake. Lean in, because the scariest part is how ordinary each backdrop looks, until somebody glances sideways and sees the wrong thing. Think of this as a roadside sign nobody bothered to remove. You could keep driving, or you could slow down and read the warnings scrawled in pen. Matt was 19 when boredom curdled into bravado. His farming community survived on 3 things: wheat, weather, and the warning every adult repeated: stay off the hill east of the tracks. No one remembered the origin, and the trail sign had long since rotted away, but the rule lived on like a shared superstition. So on the hottest Friday of July, Matt and his best friend Gabe marched straight toward it. Crickets buzzed like faulty neon. A swollen moon hovered low and red, staining the grass copper. Halfway up, the blades changed from summer green to a bleached gray that swallowed their flashlight beams. They crawled the last yards on their bellies, hearts punching dirt. Down in the hollow stood 24 figures arranged like numbers on a clock. Black robes swallowed their bodies. Blank porcelain masks floated above dripping candles. The hum rising from the circle wasn't language, it was pressure. Matt felt it vibrating through his jawbone. Gabe's shoe nudged a stone. It clacked downhill like a starter pistol. The chanting stopped. Every mask snapped upward in one motion. Panic did the thinking. They bolted, thistles tearing their shins, sprinting until the first porch light caught them. Sweat cooled, terror didn't. They swore never to return, until 6 years later. Curiosity is a stubborn itch. Armed with mag lights, pocket knives, and somewhat of confidence, they crept back. The oak still dominated the clearing, but the congregation was gone, replaced by a fresh ring of river stones and, at its center, a cedar box. Inside lay 5 pristine masks, untouched by dust or dew. A breeze sighed though the branches were still, and shadows stirred just beyond the reach of light. Matt felt, rather than saw, figures gathering. They dropped the box and backed away, then ran, promising the hill its silence. Even now, locals claim that on windless nights, a low chant rolls across the wheat, and 2 sets of footprints vanish into nothing halfway down the slope. But isolation doesn't always hide behind oak trees. Emily killed the diner lights at 10. Feet blistered from double shifts, mind stuck on the leftovers waiting in her fridge. The fuel gauge glared E. The safely lit station near her apartment was 12 miles east. The forgotten relic on the industrial strip was 3. Hunger and fatigue beat caution, so she turned toward the dead factories. The lot looked jaundiced under failing bulbs. One pump wore a trash bag shroud. Another's display blinked like a dying cursor. Emily swiped her card, praying the reader still spoke to Banks. While the tank began to gurgle, a man unfolded from behind the ice chest. Too tall, too thin, clothes hanging like they hated skin. His pupils jittered between the idling sedan and Emily's startled face. "Got a couple bucks?" he asked, a smile carved too wide. "Sorry, no cash," she answered, pulse drumming in her ears. He stepped closer. "Then how about a ride? Night's cold." The air smelled metallic, like pennies boiled in rainwater. Emily pretended the pump clicked off, slammed the nozzle home, and slid into her car. Locks snapped an instant before his palm slapped the window. "Don't be rude," he hissed. She reversed. The nozzle yanked free with a shriek. Gasoline mist clouded his silhouette as she fishtailed onto the road, headlights off, heart pinned to red line, until familiar street lamps thawed her spine. For weeks, every midnight creak echoed that knock on glass. She topped off daily, carried pepper spray, and rehearsed 3 escape routes. 4 months later, she switched to day shifts and moved across town, yet half a tank still felt like empty, and a crumpled receipt stamped 2214 remains tucked in her wallet. A paper reminder that instincts whisper first, logic second. Yet paranoia isn't always in the rear view. Summer, 1975, dusty Georgia backroad. 10-year-old Charlie pedaled his Cobalt bike home after trading baseball cards. The sky glowed orange. Cicadas buzzed like wires. Halfway along the 2-mile stretch, he heard tires eating gravel. A dented gray pickup eased into view, rust flaking like scabs. Charlie hugged the shoulder so it could pass. It didn't. Pedal faster, the truck matched. Coast, it coasted. No horn, no greeting, only that squared-off grille grinning like teeth. Panic lifted Charlie off the seat. He veered down an overgrown deer path, branches drumming his arms. The pickup rolled to a stop at the tree line, engine idling, a predator breathing through chrome. Charlie ditched the bike where the path narrowed and burrowed beneath a fallen pine, pressing his heartbeat into the dirt. Minutes stretched, deliquesced. Footsteps crunched once, then silence so thick he heard sap moving in the trees. When stars outnumbered clouds, he crawled back. The truck was gone, but so was his bike. Only twin depressions remained. Decades on, Charlie collects vintage bicycles, dozens lined like soldiers in his climate-controlled foyer. Friends call it nostalgia. Charlie knows it's insurance. If a memory ever drives up again, he'll have wheels ready and a route that avoids straightaways. The banker in a tailored suit still pedals away from shadows, faster than the child he once was. And occasionally menace arrives neatly stamped and sorted. Mia was 20 when she swapped rainy Oregon for a desert crossroads, and the only pharmacy within 20 miles. The job felt temporary, the sun felt permanent, and the shy customer named Lance seemed harmless as he bought diet soda every other night. That illusion shattered when her manager summoned her to a back office where 40 opened envelopes lay like feathers plucked from a sick bird. Each letter worshipped Mia's hair, silver under starlight, soft as late-night radio. Some included clippings of blonde models with their faces burned away, the ink looped tighter each page, like fingers tightening around a throat. Police hand-delivered a trespass notice. Lance answered by barricading himself in a trailer, insisting Mia belonged beneath his sky. Deputies ran his name and uncovered a darker footnote. At 12, he had killed his mother, spent silent years in a juvenile ward, and resurfaced 4 summers earlier. Inside the trailer, they found Polaroids of Mia unlocking her apartment, time scribbled beneath each shot, and a notebook titled Perfect Night Listing Rope, Duct Tape, and Vocal Cord Practice. A week later, SWAT ripped him from the pharmacy parking lot. The trunk was fitted with blankets sewn into restraints. Up north, she dyes her hair chestnut and keeps curtains closed, even at noon. Once a year, an unmarked envelope arrives, addressed to Moonlight. She feeds it to the wood stove unopened and watches the smoke as proof that ash can't stalk her. 4 everyday settings, a nameless hill, a cracked gas pump, a gravel road, and a fluorescent checkout line prove darkness doesn't need thunder or city sirens. Horror hums under broken bulbs, cruises at 25 miles an hour, or waits in a mailbox. So the next time routine whispers that nothing bad can happen here, listen instead to the chill climbing your spine. Keep gas in the tank, choose the brighter street, and if headlights linger in your mirror, or an envelope lands without a return address, trust the urge to run. Ordinary places birth extraordinary nightmares, because monsters shop, drive, and stand in line just like the rest of us. Because when danger finally shows its face, it's already memorized yours. Lock the doors and respect the tiny alarm bell in your gut. It's the oldest survival app there is.